Hi everyone, back to channel. Now we are going to see the Echinococcus granulosus. So the adult worms reside mainly in the dog's intestine, that is small intestine of the dog. So it is known as dog tapeworm. So you can see the morphology. First let us understand about the adult worm. The adult worm, it measures about 3 to 6 millimeters in long and consists of an head, neck and a strobila. So here you can see this is the head, this is the neck and this is the strobila. So the neck has rostellum with the 2 rows of hooklets, and it has 4 suckers and also scolex. So scolex is nothing but head. And next comes the neck, and after that the immature proglottid and the mature proglottid and the gravid proglottid. So it is similar to Solium and Saginatus, especially Solium's adult worm, if you remember. So head or scolex, it is the pyriform shape, but there it is quadrangular shape, if you remember, and quadrangular shape in the Saginata, and it is globular shape in the Solium. So here let us see the scolex. It is pyriform and bears 4 suckers and a rostellum armed with 2 rows of hooklets. It is armed. Armed means it has the rostellum and the suckers, and then it is known as armed. If not, it is known as unarmed. Actually the Saginata is an unarmed one because it doesn't have this rostellum, hookers, etc. And coming to neck, it is short and thick. Yes, you can see short and thick. And strobila, it is made up of only 3 proglottids. That is one immature, that is undifferentiated, mature is differentiated, and one gravid segment. The gravid segment is broader than the others and it is filled with eggs. Why gravid is filled with eggs? Because the gravid contains a uterus where it only can produce the eggs. Actually these are hermaphrodites, that is both male and female are present in the same worm itself. So let us understand about its egg. So egg, E. granulosus egg is morphologically similar to Tenia's egg, consists of an oncosphere inside with 6 hooklets, there is 3 pairs of hooklets, and surrounded by an embryophore membrane. The larval form of this granulosus is called as hyatid cyst. So if you remember, there the larva form is known as cysteris, and here it is known as hyatid cyst. So hyatid cyst is important in Echinococcus granulosus because this is the infective form here. And here actually it has an outer, after embryophore also it also has an outer another layer. Actually it is divided into pericyst, ectocyst, endocyst. That pericyst is mainly derived from the host immune cells, because as this egg has entered, our host immune cells produces those things and it forms an outer pericyst and inner exocyst and next inner endocyst. So this we need to remember about the egg structure in the hyatid cyst. And next here you can see the life cycle. The life cycle, first eggs are passed in the fecus, and next man is accidental host. The main host is a sheep acquires the infection by ingestion of the food contaminated with the dog's fecus mainly, and this enters by this inside the oncosphere hatches out and penetrates the intestine and develops into an hyatid cyst, or it may also enter into circulation, especially portal circulation, and carries to liver and from there to lungs and rarely to the other organs. Of course, if it enters into circulation, it can easily enter into other organs. And next, dogs acquire the infection by consumption of the viscera of an infected sheep containing the hyatid cyst. So if from the sheep, then it transfers like this. If from man, from the fecus. Next, injected scolex evaginated in the intestine, especially in the dog. In humans, you remember human is the dead end in this species because human fecus, those all can't infect, but here the sheep's flesh with this can infect, and it is ingested by it is the scolex, that is head in the dog, and the adult worm in the small intestine, you can see, and fertilization takes place and eggs are passed again in the fecus. So this again the cycle continues. So what is the pathogenesis? It is related to the deposition of hyatid cyst, larval form of a parasite, in various organs. So hyatid cyst is fully developed. Hyatid cyst is unilocular, subspherical shape, size varies few millimeters, more than 30 centimeters. So it appears as a fluid filled bladder like cyst. You can see fluid filled. Cyst wall contains of 3 layers, as I said, pericyst, ectocyst, endocyst. This pericyst is mainly formed because of the immune reaction against it, that is, it is of host, and these are of parasites, that is the ectocyst and endocysts are of belonging to parasite. So you can see the hyatid fluid inside. It is clear, colorless, pale yellow, yes, and it is of pH 6.7 and it is mainly of chemical composition. So you can see all the structures. These are the brood capsules. This is a pericyst, ectocyst, endocyst and the scolex. You can see from the eggs only the adult worms are formed. So scolex is head, and next it is the daughter cyst, and here you can see this is a hyatid sand. So let us learn about this one by one. First, what are the variety of hyatid cyst? Primary cyst. It is formed directly from the oncosphere released from the eggs ingested. So first, as oncosphere is ingested, that is known as primary cyst. And next, secondary cyst. It is formed due to the breakage of primary cyst by trauma. The secondary cysts are carried in the circulation to various organs. So first primary cyst, next secondary cyst when enters into the circulation. And next, acephalocyst. That is a cyst without the brood capsules and protoscoleates. So if brood capsules are absent, then it is known as acephalocyst. This is non-infective form because these brood cysts are the one which are going to develop into adult worms. So if that is not present, then it is the non-infective form. And next, endogenous daughter cysts. These are formed by the breakage of the brood capsule into hyatid fluid and surrounded by the ectocyst and endocyst. So this endogenous daughter cyst you can see here. Inside here we found the daughter cyst. This is mainly because of breakage of the brood capsule in the hyatid fluid, and it is again surrounded by the ectocyst and endocyst because it remains inside only. And hyatid sand, what is this? This is some of the brood capsules and protoscoleates break off of the gets deposited at the bottom as a granular deposit to form a hyatid sand. So sometimes they deposit like this here. This is known as hyatid sand. And here you can see the protozoalysis. What are those? This one. So hyatid cyst a macroscopic picture. So when I see with an egg, you can see like this, and surgically resected from the liver. You can see how this is formed in our liver because it first attacks the liver, and from portal circulation it may enter into lungs, and from there into heart, and from right heart and left heart, and again into systemic circulation. So all body parts are affected. But remember, first liver, second first liver, second lungs. And fate of this hyatid cyst, the spontaneous resolution may happen to few cysts. That is, rupture of cyst may either lead to formation of the secondary cyst. And clinical features is infection usually occurs in the childhood but gets manifested in adult life because mostly children are with dogs, so they get infected, but they doesn't show directly immediately. Whenever they become adults, then they show this kind of symptoms. And site, most common site of location is liver up to right lobe, especially in 60 to 70%, and lungs in 20 to 30, but maybe form in organs like spleen and kidney, brain and heart, and rarely of course in bones. So they grow up to 5 to 10 centimeters size within the first year and can survive for years or even decades. So asymptomatic, doesn't show any symptoms. Many cases asymptomatic, and infection is detected only incidentally by imaging studies. So symptoms occur due to pressure effect of an enlarging cyst. So what is it? Leads to palpable abdominal mass, hepatomegaly, that is increased size of the liver, abdominal tenderness, portal hypertension, and also ascites. So obstruction. Daughter cysts may erode into biliary tree, bronchus, enter into lumen to cause cholestasis, dyspnea, and secondary bacterial infections can cause a pyogenic, that is pus forming abscess in the hyatid cyst. So anaphylactic reaction, the cyst leakage rupture associates severe allergic reaction to hyatid fluid antigens, so leading to hypertension, syncope, and also fever. So what is the outcome of this disease? It depends mainly on the cyst size and also location. So younger children are more associated with the extrahepatic cyst in lungs, brain, and also orbital sites, that is in the eyes. And 20 to 40% are cases are multiple cyst or multiple organ involvement have also been reported. So what is epidemiology? It's mainly the worldwide distribution because dogs are present everywhere. Laboratory and sheep too. And laboratory diagnosis, you can see hyatid fluid microscopy by direct mount staining with acid fast stain detects the brood capsules and protoscoleates. And histological, that is H&E staining, demonstrates cyst wall and attached brood capsules. And antibody detection by IHA, LET, IFA, and also ELISA, and also Western blot. And next, antigen detection also ELISA, CIP, and LAT. And imaging by X-ray, USG, by CT scan, MRI. And molecular methods PCR, RFLP. And skin test, we can do the Casoni test. So coming to treatment, the therapy for cystic is based on considerations like size, locations, manifestations of cyst and overall health of patient. So you say pair. Pair means puncture, aspiration, injection and reaspiration, or by surgical removal, antiparasitic drugs. So what are those antiparasitic drugs we suggest here are mebendazole, albendazole and also praziquantel are given. Sometimes the praziquantel is and albendazole are given for 2 years, and percutaneous terminal ablation also can be done. So coming to prevention, Echinococcus is prevented by administration praziquantel to infected dogs, because dog is the main site of infection, and improve personal hygiene to reduce contaminant of food, water with dog feces, and also we should vaccinate the sheep because it is acting as intermediate host, and also limitation of the stray dogs population. So this is all about class Cestodas, Echinococcus, Granuloses. And here you need to remember, even in the sheep's pigs, it enters the lungs and also form the hyatid cyst larval stage there. Even you can find there the oncospias is bursting out even there. So this is all about this.